In this video, we will discuss about stress and strain. When a body is subjected to a deforming force, a restoring force is developed in the body. The magnitude of restoring force is equal to the magnitude of the applied force, and the direction of the restoring force is opposite in the direction of the applied force. And what is stress? The restoring force per unit area is called stress. Suppose the applied force is equal to F, the cross-sectional area or area of cross-section of the body, suppose is equal to A. Then the magnitude of stress will be equal to F divided by A. In SI, the unit of stress is Newton per meter square or Pascal. Its symbol is PA. And the dimension of stress is m L to the power minus 1 T to the power minus 2. Types of stress. There are two types of stress. One is your longitudinal stress. Another one, the second one, is the tangential stress or shearing stress. What is longitudinal stress? Tensile stress or compressive stress are called longitudinal stress. What is tensile stress? Consider a cylindrical body as shown in the figure. This is a cylindrical body of length L. The cylinder is stretched by two equal forces applied normal to its cross-sectional area. This is one force and this is another force, and the force is normal to this cross-sectional area. The restoring force per unit area in this case is called tensile stress. Restoring force will be acted in this direction. In this direction, restoring force will be acted, and the restoring force per unit area in this case is called tensile stress. Then what is compressive stress? If the cylinder is compressed under the action of applied forces, the restoring force per unit area is called compressive stress. As shown in the figure, the cylinder is compressed under the action of the applied force. This is the applied force on the cylinder, and the restoring force will be acted in the opposite direction of the applied force inside the body, and the restoring force per unit area is called the compressive stress. Tensile or compressive stress can also be termed as longitudinal stress. Then what is longitudinal strain? The change in length to the original length is called longitudinal strain. Suppose initial length of the cylinder is L. The applied force is equal to F on both the side of the cylinder. The applied force equal to F. Then the final length is equal to L plus delta L. Then the change in length will be equal to L plus delta L minus L. So the change in length will be equal to delta L. And longitudinal strain is change in length, that is delta L divided by L. Then what is tangential stress or shearing stress? Consider a cylindrical body as shown in the figure. So this is a cylindrical body of length L. Two equal and opposite deforming forces are applied parallel to the cross-sectional area of the cylinder. This is one force and this is another force. So two equal and opposite forces, that is called the deforming forces, are applied parallel to the cross-sectional area of the cylinder. This force is parallel to this cross-sectional area and this force is parallel to this cross-sectional area. There is relative displacement between the opposite faces of the cylinder. As shown in the figure, there is relative displacement of delta x due to these two opposite forces. The restoring force per unit area in this case is called tangential or shearing stress. So, restoring force will be acted in the opposite direction of the deforming force. If deforming force here act in this direction, restoring force here act will be in the opposite direction, and here the deforming force act in this direction. So the restoring force will be act in this direction, and the restoring force per unit area is called the shearing stress. Then what is shearing strain? The ratio of the relative displacement of the faces of the faces to the length of the cylinder is called shearing strain. So when deforming force is applied, there is displacement of the opposite faces of the cylinder. So the ratio of the relative displacement of the faces to the length of the cylinder is called the shearing strain. So shearing strain is equal to delta x divided by L. As shown in this figure, the relative displacement of the faces is delta x, and the length of the cylinder, this length is equal to L. So delta x divided by L will give you the shearing strain. Here theta is the angular displacement of the cylinder from the vertical position, that is the original position of the cylinder. This is the original position of the cylinder, and as shown to you, theta, this angle theta is the angular displacement of the cylinder from the vertical position. Then from this triangle you can see tan theta will be equal to delta x divided by L. If theta is equal to small, or theta lies between 10 degree, then we can write tan theta is equal to theta. So theta will be equal to delta x divided by L. So using this relation tan theta equal to delta x by L, you can calculate the shearing strain, that is the value of theta. For example, when a book is pressed with the hand and pushed horizontally, shearing strain is produced. As shown in the video, this is the vertical position of the book, and if you apply a horizontal force, I am giving a horizontal force, so you see there is a shearing strain, and this is the angle between the horizontal and the inclined plane and the horizontal plane. Sorry, not the horizontal plane, the vertical plane. This is the vertical plane you see, and when you give a horizontal force, I am giving a horizontal force, you see this is the vertical and this is the inclined plane, and the angle between the two planes, this is the shearing angle. Hydraulic compression. What is hydraulic compression? A solid sphere placed in the fluid under high pressure is compressed uniformly on all sides. You consider a solid sphere and you placed it in a fluid, and the fluid have high pressure. Due to this high pressure, the solid sphere will be compressed uniformly on all sides. The force applied by the fluid acts in perpendicular direction at each point of the surface. The body is said to be under hydraulic compression. This leads to decrease in its volume without any change in geometrical shape. Consider this, this is a solid sphere. Suppose this is a solid sphere which is placed in a fluid under high pressure, and it is compressed uniformly under high from all sides. As shown to you in this figure, it is compressed, this sphere is compressed from all sides, and the force applied by the fluid acts in perpendicular direction at each point on the surface. You see, this is the surface of the sphere, and this force is perpendicular to this surface, and the body is said to be under hydraulic compression. Now the shape of the body will be like this. After hydraulic compression, the shape of the body will be like this. This lead to decrease in the volume without any change in geometrical shape. You can see the geometrical shape of the body remains same, but there is decrease in volume. Suppose the decrease in volume is equal to delta V. In some book you will find the decrease in volume is equal to dV. In some book you will find the decrease in volume delta V. So what will be the final volume? The final volume after compression will be equal to V minus delta V or V minus dV. And due to this compression, the body develops internal restoring force. Inside the body, inside the sphere, the body will develop internal restoring force. From all sides, the body will develop internal restoring force, and the internal restoring force is equal to the force applied by the fluid. And what is hydraulic stress? The internal restoring force per unit area in this case is called the hydraulic stress. And magnitude of this hydraulic stress is equal to hydraulic pressure applied, that is the applied force per unit area. So you should remember that the hydraulic stress is equal to the internal restoring force per unit area. In this case, that is called the hydraulic stress, and the magnitude of hydraulic stress is equal to the hydraulic pressure, that is the force applied per unit area. Then what is volume strain? The strain produced by a hydraulic pressure is called the volume strain. So how you can measure volume strain? The ratio of the change in volume to the original volume is called the volume strain. So volume strain is equal to delta V divided by V. So you can calculate volume strain from here, that is the change in volume. Here the change in volume is delta V, this portion of the figure, this is the change in volume, and the original volume is V, this is the original volume. So the change in volume delta V divided by original volume, this volume, initial volume, that is equal to the volume strain. And you should remember that strain has no unit or dimensional formula. So in the next video we will discuss about stress strain curve and Hooke's law. Thank you.